Hi, I'm Irina Baker, and I continue discussing and making videos on New Year's resolutions, what works and what doesn't, what sets your resolutions for success, and what makes them fail. So in this video, I will offer the next factor that will make your resolutions successful. And this one is specific, rather simple desires requiring specific actions and realistic expectations. In other words, if you're setting something big as a resolution, it may or may not be successful because it may or may not be even realistic to achieve. How do you eat an elephant? Well, you don't eat the elephant whole thing because you will get overwhelmed and overfed, and the elephant will not agree with it. So you eat the elephant bite by bite. And I can't believe I'm using this metaphor or analogy because I'm a vegetarian. So, but we know that this is not about eating meat. So anyway, set a resolution that is realistic to achieve. So for example, in our video, another example, every video I talk about Sealed with the List from Hallmark Channel, the new movie that came out last year, where Carly, the main character Carly, decided to fulfill or set out her resolutions to achieve her resolutions by the end of the year, so in 1 month. And one of the resolutions Carly had was to read a book from cover to cover. Apparently, she didn't read that much, and that was a resolution for her. Well, that resolution would be easy to me because I like to read, I read a lot, and that's not the problem. I wouldn't even think about this as setting the resolution, but she did. Okay, and she started reading a big book, very thick book, and I think it was Crime and Punishment or War and Peace and War. I don't remember, but some Russian book. Actually, it's funny, but it was a very thick book, and she started reading it. Well, she set up an unrealistic expectation because this book, maybe she wanted to read it, but if you're doing it in 1 month and you set that time, you will not be able to do it because you are running around fulfilling or achieving other resolutions. So that was unrealistic goal and too much, too hard. So she set up herself for a failure in this case by taking on herself too much of a task. And so maybe that's a silly example, but guess what? How many times we want something, we set it out to achieve, and then we fail because it was too unrealistic, too big, too it would be eating an elephant all at the same time. And her friend Wyatt helped her with that. So he made sure, by the way, last video I made was on accountability and support. So watch my video then. He made sure that Carly would succeed with that particular resolution by offering her to read a book to children outside. They were close to the church. I think it was a church event, and Santa Claus was there, and they were reading to kids. And so he gave her Wyatt gave Carly this opportunity to achieve her resolution by reading a Nutcracker, the book that she could read very fast, do it well for children, so it would be win-win for everybody, and she would finish her resolution very fast. So it was achievable, it was small, it was still her resolution, and still made her feel good. So I was thinking an example for myself. If I want to learn my CRM ActiveCampaign, those who in business know about CRM, so that's my example. I wouldn't try to say, okay, I need to learn ActiveCampaign. That's vague, there is no, it's too big, it's too wide, and I would get lost. So if I set the resolution there just to learn one thing, automations first, and if I would accomplish, when I would accomplish automations, then I would go to segmentation, then I would go to CRM maybe itself, and so forth. So that's how we eat the elephant bite by bite. And I'm sure I'm talking to a choir. I know, preaching to the choir. I know, maybe, I'm sure you know it, but just a reminder that when you set your goals or your resolutions, don't think in big terms, or think about how to eat the elephant bite by bite, and then to achieve the bigger goal. Follow my videos for more on resolutions.